Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode 77 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What's going on, Scott?
Yeah, we're a few people shy this week.
We are a little bit light, but you know what? We can do it. We've done it before. We've done it before. And that's actually probably one of my favorite episodes too. So.
Yeah. I'll take that. I do like how on this episode, though, my alert on my phone that our show is starting, I believe is the first sound you probably will hear.
That's amazing.
So I'm just like sitting here, all of a sudden I hear boop, 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 and then the logo starts. I'm like, shit, that got on the air.
But the funny thing, though, is I said on a side note, I said, we finally got our intro back. Like I said, it's nice and smooth. It works. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah, no more me having to pretend to be the fire.
You know what? Like I said, Scott, you didn't start the fire, but no, Billy Joel had it wrong. You did start.
I did start that fire.
You did start that fire.
So
I love your fires. So this week is going to be a little bit of a random episode. So first off, like I said, let's go ahead and get it into our first segment. Basically, Scott, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
So what has been going on in your week, Scott?
I went axe throwing. That was actually pretty cool.
I saw that. I saw your highlights on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're one of those throwers now. So that's been kind of sweeping the nation as far as the axe throwing goes.
Yeah, dude. So it is kind of cool. I will admit, like, I really sum it up with this. It's not something I think I would actively seek out to do, if it came up. But if I was bored one night and like you guys were like, yo, dude, do you want to go throw some axes? I'll be, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's go throw some axes. Like, it's actually a really cool process. So, like, they have a coach at this one that comes in with you when you first get started and basically is like, watches you throw and tells you what you did wrong so that you can actually get them to, like, stick consistently. So it's kind of like if you go to, like, a shooting range and the guy actually gave a shit and taught you how to do stuff while you're shooting at the range. Like, it's kind of a cool setup.
No, that's awesome. No, there's a couple places around Austin here that does that. And so, like I said, I've actually seen that pop up on a couple of people's different Instagrams that I've been following. So I was curious to see kind of what your thoughts were because I saw that you guys did that this week.
It was fun, but like I really want to know where the idea came from, right? Like.
Scott, you already know where that idea came from.
I know. No, here's what it is. Like, hipsters got into it. I know. It's what it is people were doing. Some drunk idiots were doing it out in the woods somewhere, and some hipsters were like, "Oh, that's a manly activity. I'm gonna make a bunch of axe throwing lanes to go into." Like, at what point was somebody like, "Man, bowling sucks, and I don't want to go play golf. It's hot out. Let's make up a new game and bolt some wood to a wall and throw some fucking axes at it." Like,
you know what?
It was like, we gotta make targets for scoring. Like, that was somebody came up with rules.
No, all good games are born out of of drunken fun.
Drunk idiots in a forest somewhere being like, we're gonna go do this.
Hey, let's go. So that's awesome. No, but yeah, that's what happens though. Like I said, I actually want to go do it. Like I said, I've seen people do it. I saw you guys went and did that. Like I said, I actually want to go out and do some axe throwing. Just because I said, you know what, just to say that I've done it.
Honestly though, like, I think it'd be probably just as inexpensive to go find like a few boards at Home Depot and pick up a little hatchet there and throw it. Because they're not like, that's the thing that got me is I picked it up and I was like, this is not any sort of like special throw-in axe. It was a goddamn polycarbonate handled axe that you would get at the hardware store that they were doing for like the throwing. So like, just go to Home Depot for the same cost. You can pick up all the same stuff and just start doing that shit in your backyard.
So here's what I'm surprised at, though. So, like I said, I'm surprised that it's the axes that took off first. Where's the freaking Chinese throwing stars? Like, imagine, like I said, if that was so, you're like, hey, you got your axes over here, you got your knives over here, and over here you got your Japanese throwing stars.
Yeah, right. At some point, these guys that's how the innovation happens. You know, like they're gonna stagnate with the axes, and they're gonna have to bring in some spicy flavor for a few dollars more. You get them ninja stars.
Like, how awesome would it be to throw ninja? So,
Dude, first off, there's a lot of like, especially in college towns, like where we both live. Uh, there's a lot of weebs that would go ape shit for some fucking ninja star throwing. If they let you put on the little Naruto headband and fucking wheel those things, like money is to be had in that.
that's what I'm saying. Scott, I think we just found a business.
Right.
I honestly think we should franchise it out. No, axe throwing, you know what? Think of the past. Throwing knives and shrieking. Like,
you know what? No, I'm going to add this. We're just going to, you do it this way. Here it is. $1 million idea. We claimed it first. If you steal it, I don't give a shit because it won't work out. It's just a place where you go to throw stuff. Like, you want to make a Molotov cocktail and throw it?
no. So
make it in here and throw it.
That reminds me. There's actually a place in Tempe. So I said when I still lived in Arizona, I said I actually came across this place by complete accident. There's actually a place in downtown where it's basically where you get to chuck glass bottles at a wall. Have you been?
Right? Like,
have you seen this place?
I've seen the place, yeah, but like that's the great aspect of it. Like, you just have a place where somebody, we want to light a tennis ball on fire and throw it. Go ahead, let's Molotov it. Axes, knives, shuriken. You know, like a puppy, like just like a place that you throw shit.
And then you, like I said, then what's it called? Just call it just throw shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Throw shit, or you know, just like toss it. I don't give a fuck. Like,
no. So no. You just gave me an idea. This is starting off on a weird tangent of an.
Oh yes, it is. This is wonderful.
This
is exactly what we planned.
So we have. So this is what we can have. You can have your different sizes. You can have your toss it, fucking toss it, toss that shit out of here.
Yeah.
You got your Cold Stone sizes.
Yeah. Good God, what happens when... See, this is the problem. We have no one to mediate us. We just go off on the weirdest shit.
All right. Well, enough about that. Let me talk about what I did this week. I said I had a boring week. The only thing I did was I got probably the largest TV that I've ever purchased in my entire life. And so I put that in my media room now. And then I finally got a hold of 2 pops that I've been looking for quite a while. So I have the Jollibee and the metallic Jollibee. So I was able to work on a trade earlier today, and then actually ended up adding those 2 to my collection.
So here's the thing. We got to talk about Jeremy's obsession with Jollibee stuff, because
I'm not even as obsessed as someone else on this podcast.
Right, but I'm going to say, like, you guys kind of egged each other on with this. For anyone who doesn't know, Jollibee is like a Filipino chicken like chain, and they have a couple of places here in the US. As soon as they opened, I had never heard of the existence of this. They open up one in like Vegas or so. And then every goddamn time, and there's in California too, all Jeremy and Larry would talk about is these goddamn Jollibee restaurants. Like they were, these pots of gold that they would find. I am not surprised that you went out of your way to find 2 of the pops.
No, it's like I said, I worked out a trade. I said the trade was, like I said, it was an amazing trade. Met someone here in the local Austin Funko community, so it worked out all around. So it was, I said it was a good finish to the week. Now, okay, so we're trying something new with the podcast. I said we're gonna try to eventually kind of section off the podcast, so that way you know exactly what's coming up. So we always talk about, like I said, hey, it's always been a week. So that was that's, as you saw, me and Scott just going off on weird tangents of business ideas and random shit. But like I said another subject, another topic that we want to bring up is, you know, a section that we call what? Shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit.
Dude, it's gotta be slower.
What?
Like I should say it cannot be any slower. Like, it's too long. I'm gonna lose it every time.
So
just the fact that that thing goes on for like 5 seconds, it's too long.
So what Scott is laughing at is the intro section music interstitial, the interstitial of us shooting the shit. And so that lovely interstitial was, and I created that the other day. So that is actually my voice slowed down. So we were about to shoot the shit. What's this week's topic of shooting the shit? Let's talk about summer movies.
Summer flicks. There's lots of them.
Well, honestly, we're getting probably the biggest kickoff to the summer here in roughly 4 weeks.
Yeah, and 1 month away.
1 month away from what movie is that?
Dumbo. No, that actually came out here. No, it's Avengers Endgame. I just had to blow this wind out of your sails for a second.
Okay, that brings me on another side tangent though. So let's talk about Avengers first, and then let's revisit that. No, I am honestly completely stoked for Avengers. And then honestly, did you see what came out earlier this week? The runtime?
Oh yeah, 3 hours.
The clock's in over 3 hours.
Yeah, so I really hope they bring back like an intermission. Like, I hope they build one into the movie to have a let's all go to the movies thing again in that. I would love that in this movie.
That's not gonna happen.
No, it wouldn't. But I think it'd be great for the people to
let's all go to the movies.
Right.
Let's all go to, like, and the dancing little snacks in the cup.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So at that movie, like, it would just be so great if they, and I'm not saying that they put that in, right? But like, if they built in an intermission point in the movie to be like, not cutting anything off, like a clear, like, all right, this is where theaters give the intermission. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, like it's okay. You're not gonna miss anything. Go take your pee.
Yeah, go pee because you're not gonna want to miss what's next. The last movie I watched with an actual intermission was Titanic.
Titanic had an intermission?
Yeah. Because it was, I mean, back then that was long. Like, it's not that long anymore, but when it came out, dude, in the 90s, like,
it must have been like specific to like certain theaters. Like certain theaters must have done that and certain theaters must not have done that.
Oh, I think I saw it twice in the theaters, 2 different ones, and they both.
I know I saw it twice in the theaters.
Yes. I'm not gonna
paint me like
Kate Winslet tits. Yeah, no. Yeah, like, of course you're a kid and you see that whole segment, and then the best part is actually when the dude falls off and you hear him dong off
the part.
Yeah, like that part. You're like, I gotta go back and see that. There's no DVR. I gotta go back in the theater. So,
basically, it was basically an excuse to tell your parents, like, said, hey, this is like what, because that came out in what, 97, right?
I think so. Yeah, 97, 98, somewhere in there.
So that was an excuse, like, no, mom, it's history.
It's the Titanic.
It's the Titanic. I'm learning about history, and not watching boobs.
And yeah, you're right. 1997.
Bam. Like, I said, I know my Titanic too, Scott.
Yeah, like, I'll make no excuses why I went the second time.
No. So, wow, we just got a tangent on Titanic based upon movie runtime. Awesome.
Yes.
But no, Avengers Endgame. So I think what's weird, and I think this is a little strange to me, is for Infinity War, like I said, they've pre-released the ticket sales for that like 2 months in advance of the movie. They're still not pre-advanced sale tickets yet for Endgame, which that one that really, really shocks me.
You know what I think it is they know everyone's going to go to these movies, and I think if they pre-sell those tickets, they're going to sell out so quick that people are going to, like, the theater is trying to avoid that, like, backlash of people like calling to be like, you don't have my tickets, this is the biggest movie ever. So I think they're going to wait till the very last minute, know exactly how many showings to, I'm guessing like every 30 minutes or so,
dude,
and spit it out in every theater.
It's gonna be even sooner than that. I bet we're getting down to every 10, 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, just shooting out. But I think that's what it is. They're waiting because they're like, we need to know how many, like, tickets and everything. We can't sell it now because then as we add theaters, people might start freaking out. Like, I think they're gonna just at a certain point drop one every moment that they can, and those tickets are going to become available, and you're not going to have that weird mad rush.
No,
it's going to at least, or so you would have a very mad rush.
What's going to be even more interesting though is the fact that, like, that the movie also opens up, like, so unlike like Infinity War did, it opens actually up the same week in China as it does the US. So it's on track. I think I was reading it's on track to have an $860 million opening weekend.
Sweet Christmas.
That is a huge number. Like,
yeah.
And well, I honestly think that they're underestimating that. Yeah. I honestly think people, it's like, kind of to your point though, is people have been waiting for this movie for, like I said, it's the culmination of 11 years of film. Like, people, like I said, this movie is just going to print money. Like I said,
that's
money.
That's what I was gonna say. Is Disney basically just figured out how to print money? Like print money constantly with the release of these things.
So what's going to be interesting too is, like I said, it's just the surrounds of this movie. So we've talked about Endgame before, so I don't look into all of our conversation on Endgame. But Scott, you brought up you mentioned it as a joke, but like I said, an interesting point as well is you talked about Dumbo. So Dumbo actually came out this week. It's one of 3 live adaptations that are set to release this summer.
Yeah. Don't call them adaptations. They're not adaptations. They are like shot for shot remakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Without the racism.
3 live remakes. Same racism.
Yeah. Well, not all of it. I mean, it's Disney. There's a little bit in there no matter what. But yeah, it's like so let's not have them crows in this version of Dumbo. Let's knock out the drunken, like 5-minute long drunken elephant scene.
Well, like where Dumbo's like on drugs.
Yeah, but so here's the thing though. I want to know is I out of all of the remakes that we have, this is the only one where I'm the most curious about that I think I'd go see, because I want to know how they made a full feature-length movie out of something that would have been a made for TV movie length for us today. Like, Dumbo was like 62 minutes long.
Yeah, 62 minutes. It was like 60 or 64. Yeah, it clocked in, like I said, right just over an hour.
Right. And I mean, a large portion of it is taken up, like I said, out of 60 minutes, 5 of those minutes roughly are the drunken elephant thing scene. And then there's a whole bunch of the whole Casey Jones train thing, like the chugging down the track thing that takes up another almost 10 minutes of that movie. So, like, I honestly, how the fuck do you make the story that longer?
Well, and this is exactly how they did it. It's like I said, without even seeing the movie, I can already tell you exactly how they did it. It's
Thanos.
Well, they focus more on the people. So in the original cartoon, if you remember, like I said, they didn't focus on the people really at all. I said in this movie, just by the star power alone, you have Danny DeVito, you have Michael Keaton, you have, like I said, all these other stars that are in this movie. So obviously, if you're paying them, they're actually going to have their right due screen time.
Yeah.
So I honestly think a lot of that stuff that they cut out or that they had to cut out, like I said, is now filled with more focused on the story of the actual people rather than actually Dumbo.
Yeah.
But
So
it's something. Listen, here's the thing. I'm not the biggest Disney. I'm not gonna knock Disney, and I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm not gonna see Disney movies. Blah blah blah. I'm just not the biggest Disney fan in the entire world. So, but here's the thing. It's not saying I won't actually watch these movies. So like, for example, if they pop on Netflix or if they pop on, the Disney streaming service, I'll actually watch them. Then I won't go out of my way in the theater to go actually watch these movies.
I saw them once when they were in cartoon form. I don't need to see them again.
Yeah,
so that's fine. But can I say one thing about this? Because I think Lion King's going to make all the money, but I kind of want Aladdin.
I think Aladdin.
No, see, Aladdin's going to get the money because of it, but I really want it to be bad, only in the fact that I kind of want one of these to crash and burn so that Disney rethinks continuing to do it. Like I think Aladdin's going to be the one that's going to be the burn, because if you've seen those pictures of Genie, it's a little questionable.
Yeah, I think the Genie, the aspect I said, I know the trailer number 2 kind of redeemed the Genie a little bit. I think the thing that's basically going to put Aladdin above the other movies, though, it's even the animated feature has, like I said, the better soundtrack out of those 3 movies. And I said people love going to the movies for, like I said, that stupid soundtrack.
No, but see, you're talking about the old school soundtrack.
Yeah, but like I said, to your point though, so they remake them shot for shot. So that means
they do, but the songs
are also in the movie.
Yeah, so but you got to realize that they change those songs. Only a couple of them are there in their original form. They add new stuff to the song, to the music, to update it. So you can't say that like the updated Lion King songs might not be better. If they did a new version of Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Come on. Like it's way better than that. Like
you're not going to top Elton John's Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Come on.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
I rest my case on Elton John's firm shoulders.
Firm, soft shoulders.
Soft yet comfortably firm.
Let's take a bet right now. So because Larry is always into taking bets, and I told you so's and stuff like that. So since none of the other STS guys are here, let's take a bet right now. I'm putting my money. I think Aladdin will basically be the top box office winner out of between Dumbo, Lion King, and Aladdin. I think the front runner is going to be Aladdin. Second close up running, I think, is going to be Lion King, and then Dumbo will be third.
Yeah, I don't think Dumbo is going to make as much money as the other guys, just because it's not really nostalgia anymore, right? They're making a lot of money off of these nostalgias. Dumbo is nostalgic with like our own parents' generation. They're not at the point where they're bringing their kids. Yeah, like you're not going back and watching as much as a person that's our age that had these cartoons that they're redoing to bring their kids. It's just kind of natural that it's that generation that's the majority of the population. Right now it's people that grew up with the animated, like new age animated, right? Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, all those things after the resurgence. They're going to be the ones bringing their kids. They're going to make the most money. Dumbo doesn't stand a chance.
No, I think I said that. I said by far. I said I think we're in agreement on number 3 being Dumbo, and I think I think we have our flip flop first place, and I think you're saying Lion King.
I'll take the bet that Lion King makes more money.
I'm going Aladdin, just because I said that soundtrack is that people. I said people love that freaking Aladdin soundtrack. Like I said that one's a popular soundtrack, and they love that story. So like I said I'm gonna go with Aladdin being the number 1. Plus, like I said I'm also strategically timing that one too, just because. Also, one thing that Lion King has kind of gunning for it as well is because Lion King, I believe, comes out in July. Earlier in July, it's going to cut a big chunk out of that. July 5th, Spider-Man: Far From Home. So I box office strategy in my Aladdin pick too. So
I guess they're gonna make money, but like I don't know if Spider-Man is gonna really knock off that much of the Lion King's audience. Like they don't share that much of a crossover that I think they're gonna interfere with each other.
Yeah.
I think you could have put the two of them next to each other. You might have nerfed each other's opening weekends a little bit, but you're gonna even out and end up, making about what you think you would.
So here's what's interesting. Like I said, so we talked, and so we talked to Endgame, we talked Dumbo, we talked Aladdin, we talked Lion King. Yeah, like I said, the summer box office belongs to Disney. Well, not to mention, like I said, there's one movie we haven't talked about yet. That's actually the image
Avatar 2.
This week's episode. Avatar. James Cameron.
Yeah. Oh man.
Is Toy Story 4. What about that? Are you excited for this movie? Because Scott, you have kids, so it's
yeah.
Are you excited to take your daughter to this movie?
My daughter is still at the too young to, I think, really connect the full kind of glory that is the Toy Story universe together. I'm kind of curious as this, because I really thought they ended the third one at a really good point. And I'm just kind of curious as to, like, can they keep that magic going after kind of ending the movie trilogy, right? Like, it's one of the hardest things for any movie to do is come back after they've ended something. TV too, right? Like TV shows, when they try to do their like series ender, like when they think they might have been canceled or whatever, and then they do get renewed and then they come back, like they're never as good. No. And I think that's what this ends up risking. Yeah. So yeah, like think Scrubs, right? Like, I know Larry's gonna kill me for saying that, because I know he likes that new season, but it was awful.
So it doesn't hold like a candle to like the original one.
Yeah.
But I think I think Toy Story 4 was a complete money move. I literally think it's just a matter of like, hey, you know what? All these guys are getting older. Like I said, Tim Allen's getting older. We have, Tom Hanks getting older. Like I said, we can get maybe one more movie out of these guys. Hey, you know what? Let's do it. Honestly, this is what I would have loved to see them do. They should have literally just completed the movie and then shelved it for like a good 15, 20 years. And then all of a sudden it's bam, like, oh yeah, we filmed this little thing called Toy Story 4,
Yeah, back in the day.
Just to kind of to wrap things up. I think that would have been an interesting move. I'm still waiting for a film to do that. The closest that's come to doing that is a movie. They said that me and Scott. I said we both love this movie. It's Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Lionsgate actually shelved that movie for a good almost 4 years.
It wasn't until the Hemsworth started getting famous that they started thinking like, oh, we have some star power now.
Yeah, so it was after, because basically it had Chris Hemsworth starring in this. Well, not even starring in the movie; he was just in the movie.
Yeah.
And I said it was after basically Chris Hemsworth hit a big in Thor that like Lionsgate saying, "Oh, wait, you got this on the shelf. We can release this and make a whole bunch of money. Let's do that." So I think that's I think I want more theaters to do that. I just like to shelve, like, hey, have projects filmed, and then years down the line, like, oh yeah, let's just pull this out of the archives and let's release this out in the theaters.
Just imagine you shoot like 15 movies in a row, and then you have like 100 years worth of info. So it would be like comic book movies where people never grow old, no matter what year it is.
Well, it's that, or imagine like, so for example, I'm not trying to like kill off like Tom Hanks or Tim Allen, but imagine, like I said, if they had passed, if they like passed away.
Don't you dare.
And then you have like said, hey, you know what? I would have loved one more movie with that, and then you have that one more movie.
Dude, that's like John Candy.
Yeah,
and Chris Farley. They both had a couple of movies that had gotten shelved, and after they had died, had gotten put out. Like, so, I mean, it happens.
But so Endgame, Disney. Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King, Disney. Toy Story 4, Disney. Spider-Man Far From Home, technically not Disney.
Yeah, Sony.
Sony. But
But
still,
keeps a deal with Disney. Yeah.
still in the realm with Disney. Like I honestly think it's gonna get interesting. I said with all these different movies, because now, especially with the acquisition of 20th Century Fox to Disney, you literally are competing against yourself for every box opening office weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
every box office weekend, you're like, I don't know, like, so I can't release this movie because I'm gonna monopolize this movie. You're literally at a point where you're so big, you're automatically competing with yourself no matter what.
yeah. Well, so you have what, two big movies like coming out that are not Disney really. You have the Godzilla movie, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is the Quentin Tarantino movie, right? That's just going to be big because it's Tarantino. They're those are the two ones, and Godzilla, for fuck's sake, is in May, so it's well before any of the other non-Disney properties now.
Yeah, it's just weird with, like I said, basically Disney being so large and basically having ownership over all these different properties. Like,
So,
I laugh every time I see that Mickey Mouse meme or that Mickey Mouse meme with the Infinity Gauntlet.
oh yeah,
With putting in the Fox studio.
yeah. So here's the thing I'm actually curious about. This brings up a good point. What intro logo are they going to show on Dark Phoenix? Are they going to do the old Fox version of the Marvel like logo that they use on the X-Men, or are they going to do the like MCU style like Marvel Studios thing?
No, I think they'll do the old one still, just because I think that's going to be the last closing chapter. Well, that and then New Mutants when it comes out.
Well, yeah, if
will
it,
be the last closing chapters of that.
yeah.
But here's the, cause you bring up a good point regarding Dark Phoenix, because everyone was like shitting on this movie because it's been delayed, and like even the cast, like I said after the debacle that was Age of Apocalypse, that pilot dog shit.
That movie was bad.
The movie was awful. It was so bad.
The best part about that movie is it was literally a like trailer for Dark Phoenix, because that was the only reason they won. It's like they made that movie just so they could introduce a Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah. However, though, except at WonderCon, because WonderCon's going on right now, they actually screened 10 minutes of the movie, in kind of a kind of surprise twist at WonderCon, and it actually got like really, really positive reviews, like really positive, like crowd reaction, like in regards to like the action was good and the comedy was good. It was like a good balance of both from an article I was reading. I said it shows basically there's, like I said, in the first 10 minutes of the movie, like I said, there's this gigantic battle scene that kind of sets up the rest of the movie. So it actually kicks off with, like I said, a battle scene. I said in the very beginning of the movie. But yeah, it got some actually like positive crowd reaction. So because, like I said, I wasn't actually looking forward to that movie at all. To be honest, I'm a huge comic book fan. Like I said, I have comic books. I said I love comic books, specifically with Marvel. So I love the X-Men. But I said I just haven't been invested in the X-Men movies in quite a while. I know they rebooted them with like First Class and stuff like that, and like they were okay. They got a little bit better. But I said I just haven't been invested in that property in a long time with film. It's just because I haven't seen it done right. Even with Logan, like I said, it's in and of itself. Like I said, took bits and pieces from Old Man Logan, but it wasn't even necessarily a true translation.
It was good, but it was definitely not a comic.
It just wasn't, like I said, a comic
adaptation.
So I'm really anxious to see kind of what Disney does to actually bring kind of these movies in the fold, bring these characters into the fold.
So, I have a really bad theory on it, I have to say.
What's your bad theory?
My bad theory is they don't ever bring them into their own universe, and Disney keeps them as two completely separate properties. It makes a lot more sense, unless the ending of Endgame is different. it makes more sense to keep them as two separate things that don't interact with each other to be able to make that money. That way you can have like those competing movies, and it's gonna fuck up the writers for the MCU.
I see that. I literally think they can just literally hit the reset button on the MCU and literally just start a whole new arc and just kind of forget about the previous arc. However, though, I don't think they're going to live separately, and the only reason is it's Disney was so after these properties, and like I said, the amount of money in cash they laid out to buy the studio, it wasn't to basically run a separate studio. They wanted to I said their superhero division. I said that's the division right now that's printing money nonstop. Like so
I agree.
The MCU I think has I think the dollar total is $19 billion.
Yeah, no, so I agree they make money, but I think for like future processes and things, like keeping them as two separate things, because they're still going to print money regardless of things, but they can write this whole new thing that people are going to be like, oh no, these are the Marvel's X-Men, like this is the ones, this is Marvel, right?
Well,
those are going to be that universe, and they're going to go off on this direction, and then you're going to have the MCU continue off in another direction and ignore what the X-Men whole thing is doing, and that way they don't have these sources, because you've already gone like Thanos wiping out like all this stuff. You're going to have to explain why they weren't there for all these events, plus you're going to have to establish why no one like talks about the dude that can set himself on fire. Johnny Storm's famous for it. Why isn't fucking Human Torch?
Now, I think Endgame will set up some interesting things. But at the same point in time, like I said, I think they would be missing something if they didn't intertwine these properties. And what gives me even more hope that they're intertwining these properties again is, so there was a rumor that came out today that's been confirmed. I said they're in talks right now with Wesley Snipes to reprise the role of Blade the Vampire, and they want to reboot that series in the MCU.
So I would love to have it in the MCU. Like of everything, Blade would be probably the best one to go on to the MCU. I would kind of want somebody other than Wesley Snipes to play it.
I am completely 100% in agreement with that.
Yeah.
I honestly think there's a guy who played the main. So in the last Purge, the movie, the first Purge, the main actor in that, like I said, that guy would have been an awesome Blade. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. He did a great job in those action scenes, and he could literally, like I said, if I could pick anyone for Blade, like I said, if I couldn't pick like Chadwick Boseman, who's already basically playing Black Panther, I think he would be a fantastic Blade. Scott, I saw you. I know you're looking it up right now. Do you have a name for me yet?
I'm pulling it up. You know I can't let that one go.
I know you can't let that one go. I saw your gears turning.
I think it's the Jovian Wade, right? He's the dude with the buzz cut in that movie.
Yeah.
That wears like the sweatpants. I don't know. I'm looking at the picture. I'm trying to describe
it's this guy right here. Whoa. This guy right here.
Oh yeah, no, that guy. Yeah. He would make a wonderful, wonderful Blade.
Oh, I gotta look at his name now.
It's not the guy I was thinking of.
It's no, I think it is Jovian Wade.
Jovian Wade.
No, it's not him.
Yeah, see.
It's this guy, Elon Noel.
Yeah.
Like how, like I said, he even looks like almost kind of like Wesley Snipes.
You know what? So I'm gonna go over a video Nate had sent me, but there was like this one of his toys that he does the toy photography for, the Mezcos, had a blade that was out there. And the one thing that the video he had sent me for it, because he knows I like those sorts of things, was it kind of looked like Wesley Snipes, but also you could pin it to like any one of the non-Frode versions of Blade from the comics. Like, if you can get somebody that just kind of looks like him when he has the buzz cut and the tattoo and everything, like, I think that would work. Like, it's just enough where people would accept it. It's like, oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's Blade.
That's Blade. Like,
that's totally Blade. But no, I'm excited for, like I said, the summer movies coming out. Like I said, I'm excited for the different movies. I'm excited that the acquisition is finally done. The ink is, I said, the deal's inked. Like I said, we're getting those things now. Oh, this is one thing I'm actually kind of excited for. Scott, did you see this? That IGN, in celebration of the 40th anniversary of Alien, this one kind of, I just found out about this today, because I saw it popped up as an advertisement. Normally, I skip through my YouTube ads and just goes, I'm like, I don't want to watch this ad, but I actually watched this ad. IGN had filmed, basically partnered with 20th Century Fox to film like six or seven short films for Alien. Have you heard about this?
No, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So IGN, like I said, is basically partnering with them, basically creating these short films. So they're like little five to 10 minute little films,
little vignettes.
Yeah, little vignettes. That has, like I said, different things, and so they're actually out right now. So they actually came out today, and so they have. So the first one that they released, I think they're going to release them on a weekly basis. The first one's called Containment, and it's literally has like great special effects, and it's literally like an Alien movie, but just condensed down into 5 minutes. Just it's all the action in 5 minutes.
That's awesome. Actually, that's a really good idea for like a movie kind of coming out and celebrating something like that, is to make a little non-canon fan art and kind of let people have fun with your property and see what they can make.
Well, no, here's the thing. It is canon. That's like I said, it's 20th Century Fox. It's Alien canon. It's like here. Let me share my screen real quick. Yeah, they're actually put out by 20th Century Fox. They're literally canon
to the
short film, like to the Alien universe.
Well, it's already so fucked anyway, so I guess it's fine. You do whatever.
Yeah. So it's amazing. Like I said, I'm so excited that they did this. So there's going to be, I think a total of either like six or between 6 and 8 of these little shorts that they're doing, and so I think they're going to be releasing them once a week. I think what I remember reading, but yeah, they're between like 5 and 10 minutes long of different things of Alien. So like one of them is like they're in this ore mine. Another one, like I said, they're literally on this. They know the alien is on the ship and they're trying to contain it into, like I said, the cargo bay. There's one basically we're on this desolate planet. Like it's all filmed by like alien
real people. That's what I was gonna say. Like, is this
it's not fan homage,
like random story or anything like that, or is it actually filmed by and like written by real names in the industry, I guess.
Yeah, it's written by and filmed by real names in the industry. And like I said, the production value on it is great. Like it looks like you're like watching like, oh my God, I can't wait to see that full movie. And like, oh, that's not gonna be a full movie. It's only 5 to 8 minutes. But there's not enough stuff out there that's like that. And like I said, I think that this got me excited to kind of like see. I hope other studios and I hope other properties kind of like take this thing. I know the TV has done this quite a bit. Like, so I know The Walking Dead specifically. They had kind of an online series, like kind of like these little short vignettes that kind of built up into basically an overall arching story. Which it's good for TV, but to actually have real life film and I said some really good special effects, and to actually have, like I said, really, really good short films. Like I said, there's not too many of those things out there. And so I'm actually hoping more properties, more studios kind of follow suit, because I'd love to see some different shorts and some different things.
Yeah. Tarantino. Let's get some actual Dusk Till Dawn little mini movies out there.
Oh man, like Tarantino would be amazing. All right, so yeah, so it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so there's 7 of them. So there's Alien Alone, Alien Containment, Alien Harvest, Alien Night Shift, Alien Ore, and Alien Specimen.
Here's the thing with that Alien, like maybe a little bit longer would be cool, but make like little like mini half-hour unrelated stories. Like Alien would actually make a pretty good like TV show if you could tell it with like, you know, a season that has 25 different what if scenarios, you know, like a little half an hour skit thing would make a great ongoing series.
See, now I'm having like all sorts of ideas right now.
Right?
So we had our axe throwing, ninja star throwing idea, business idea earlier. Now we're gonna have our film idea. What if we took the Alien franchise and basically did the whole thing like Netflix Bandersnatch for Black Choose Your Own Adventure, but with freaking Alien,
with a real horror movie, like
a real horror movie, yeah,
like do you hide here? Do you hide there? Yeah,
wouldn't
that would be good. Like that would actually be fun. Like not just Alien, but just like to actually have like a horror movie where you're playing it out and making the decision of what the person does.
I would pay for that service.
Yeah,
I would pay for that service just because, like, how awesome would that be? Because, like I said, it's awesome to have like the suspense of a horror movie, anyways. But to be able to actually have a choose your own adventure like that, kind of like what they did with Bandersnatch, they proved they can do it. They proved that they can do it, and so I think if you just do it with a different property, I think it would just work that much better.
Right, but I just had a thought that like everyone always yells at the movie theaters like, "Don't go into that door!" Like. You know that killer in there? Like,
and now you can choose.
Don't go in the door and then see what happens. You might get them out. Like,
yeah. Then
you think you're so smart.
Yeah. Then the joke's on you. Ha ha ha! That's why they didn't go to that door, idiot.
Yeah. Like, see, if she wouldn't have gone to that door, he would have been right behind him. Yeah. Like
the video games. Like I said, video games have done that. So, there's that game. The game that me and you were playing, Scott. And I want to say the Butterfly.
Until Dawn?
Yeah, Until Dawn. Until Dawn. Yeah, Until Dawn. I said it was a perfect video game adaptation of that. But yeah, if we could actually get a film that can do that, I said that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Until Dawn was a film, right? I mean, you just played out the movie, so it could be done on a streaming scale of and with a movie version versus a video game thing. It could be done.
Yeah. Speaking of games, though, Scott, like I said, before we get too far crazy down some tangents and coming up with like different billion-dollar ideas,
right? We should be rich if any of these go on. I'm going to claim it right now. We'll save this for posterity.
Double stamp it.
Double stamp it.
You can't double stamp a triple stamp. Have you played any good video games lately?
I have played quite a few good video games lately. I know you and I have been playing a certain new game that came out, Division 2.
Well, the funny thing is, I said I totally forgot that was coming out.
I did too.
Until I said one of our other friends like text like, "Hey, you picking this up?" I'm like, "Oh, I totally forgot that."
Yes, I enjoyed the first one. Yeah, I guess I will go get that.
Yeah, and I think we both got it that same day, right?
We did. I got it on the way into work. I had stopped by somewhere and grabbed it and kind of just on a whim picked it up. It was so weird that none of us knew what was going on for that game to come out. We check like release dates for games so religiously. I don't know how that one skipped through the cracks.
I am honestly shocked as well, especially with how many hours that we dumped in that first one.
Yeah.
Like I said, the game didn't really get good positive reviews the first go around. I actually enjoyed the game a lot the first time.
It was one of the ones that was really fun when it was, because we'd always play it as a group. Yeah. And it's a game where it's really fun if you have a group of friends that you're playing with and not trying to solo or play with strangers. Yeah. Because then it's not as fun.
Yeah, it's when you have, like I said, friends to play with and stuff like that. This game kind of makes up for all its downfalls. Like I said, I think the major downfall that people don't like, it's literally the constant jogging from one mission to the other. Like I said, it's just you spend, like I said, a good chunk of your time literally jogging or walking from one section to the next.
Yeah.
But like I said, honestly, if you're with friends and you literally just like chatting along the way, like I said, hey, who the fuck cares? Like you're just talking along the way and you're like, hey, let's go mission over here.
It's us doing what this podcast is about, shooting the shit. You know, like it's like that teamwork makes the game. It goes on for way too long.
I'm keeping it just for that, Scott.
Yeah, it's too long. But yeah, so here's what I have to say about the Division 2. It is everything that was promised out of the first game. Like, it is so much more fun. And all the stuff everything is polished, and it's not, I don't want to say there's like a rock, paper, scissors balance to things, but there is definitely a like, oh, this type of person, these type of weapons are better, and that sort of thing, where you kind of have this whole new outlook on things, and the enemies are way more varied, and their AI is way better. Like, it was everything that I wanted out of Division 1. Like, and I've been having a ton of fun with it.
I know. I've been having a ton of fun with it as well. Like, so I've been kind of on video game overload lately. I've been, like I said, bouncing back and forth between like I said, another game that Scott and the guys recommended was Apex Legends. I said I tried playing that for a little bit. Then I was playing Anthem for a little while. I said I really liked Anthem. I said it has, like I said, a very Destiny. Basically, imagine if you combine an Iron Man game with Destiny, and that's literally what it feels like.
Yeah, I as much as I want to praise the game, like, it had a really bad start, though.
It had a really bad start.
Yeah, and it
really did.
And the fact that some of the stuff is money oriented, I think it throws it away. I really want to go in and say again, the drop rate and everything for the Division, even in the Division 1, was so much better and more consistent with that I want that, out of a loot shooter, I want that more consistent, like, variety and stuff that the Division has versus what Anthem has been able to offer.
Well, like I said, once the Division came out, like I said, I literally shelved Anthem and I haven't picked it up since. I've literally just playing nonstop Division 2.
Yeah, so
in my game for the last.
I've been split between two actually right now. So I have obviously the Division 2, but the other game is Devil May Cry 5. And I've been playing the crap out of that. It is fun as hell. So you're basically playing what every anime has ever been. Like, it is so amazing.
So there's I was about to pick up that game the other day too. Like I said, I'm like, but I actually had to stop myself. I'm like, no, I need to finish some of these other games first before I pick up another game. Just because it seems like there's a whole bunch of games that just literally just came out that like man, I forgot all these were coming out. There's another game that came out that I totally forgot was coming out. I said I was in awe of it. So when I saw it at the PlayStation event earlier this year, was Sekiro.
Oh, the Shadows Die Twice. Yeah. So that thing has been talk about printing money recently. From Software does it again.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't bought that game yet.
And neither have I.
Only because I am not in a spot in my life where I can handle that much disappointment in myself and, like, the patience to be able to play those games. Like, when I heard, they had a new game coming out of From Software, I was like, well, shit, I need to block off a part of my life where I can, like, devote to that so I can actually play the damn game. Like, and it is turning out to be that type of game. But we have a friend of the show, Werebud, has been playing it and has been raving about the game, and it seems to me like his thoughts are very similar to what I've heard from every critic out there. Like, the game is just absolutely amazing.
No, I said I remember just falling in love with that game during the PlayStation event, and so I'm like, I need to pick it up. But like I said, I've been trying to make a compromise with my own self. Like saying, Jeremy, like I said, finish one game, then move on to the next. Just because otherwise, I said, I'm just gonna get so backlogged in the games. I'm like, you know what? If I finish one, if I wait to finish it, if I finish one first, I said, chances are, I said, the other games that I want, they're gonna go on sale, or they're gonna be way cheaper later on. It's not like movies where, like I said, they're during the first week of release, they're on sale, and then they go up in price. Games are $60 or $60 or $60.
Yeah.
Until they're on sale. Like I said, like during like a Black Friday, or like during like when Target does those, like, buy two get one free sales.
Yeah, at least get the game. If I'm not really into a game, I can justify $40 versus $60.
Yeah, no,
it's like okay, $40. That's dinner and a movie. Kind of cost money. Like, I can get my couple hours of enjoyment out of it and consider that okay. But yeah, paying a full price is rough.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with waiting for this one. I'm actually honestly okay with waiting for Devil May Cry 2. I love that series. I'm like, but like, you know what, like I gotta finish what I'm going for first. Speaking of finishing, what you're gonna go for is, you got to finish off your pop collections. So we were talking about Endgame. So Larry dropped a friendly little note, in the chat that, hey, we got some breaking news. So our friend Shumi over at shumistore.com has just released all of the Avengers Endgame pops available for pre-order. You're going to want to go ahead and get on those, like I said, and you want to go ahead and use code STS Guys at checkout. Save yourself 10% on those pops. Like I said, unlike ordering from Amazon or any place else, the nice thing about ordering with Shumi is, one, you get that mint box guarantee, and then you also said everything gets shipped in a pop protector. So like I said, and it doesn't cost anymore. Like I said, he guarantees that those pops are going to be mint. I said,
plus, you can buy the whole set as one complete thing.
Yeah,
like which makes it way easier.
How awesome is that? So I have, like I said, I'm gonna tilt my camera up here just for a bit. So I have all these Chrome pops. So they came out with the Marvel Studios 10-year anniversary pops, and they were all the gold Chrome. Shumi had the entire set that you could buy. I pre-ordered those as soon as I could. I said, and they all came out perfect. I said, like, mint box guarantee. They all came in pop protectors. I said, I don't just talk about Shumi. Like I said, I actually end up shopping with Shumi all the time. So I said, that's my proof right there. That I'm like I said, I love shopping with shumistore.com. I said, now I can even save myself 10% by using code STS Guys at checkout.
Because I know that we're probably the biggest users of that code.
Well, not necessarily. Hey, you know what? That code, like I said, the code's getting used. The code.
Oh yeah, it very much is with just the audience that uses it. Yeah, there's, with all the stuff coming out, it's getting used.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. So I think that does it.
I think yeah. Look at that. We talked for an hour about nothing.
That's amazing. No, we had plenty to talk about. Including our new section.
Shooting the shit.
Dude, okay, I didn't say this before, but it reminds me of so much of something that would be on Howard Stern. Like a fart man, like, intro.
I love it. I love it. I said I loved making that intro. I loved making that section header. So besides, I said, hearing me and Scott talk about random stuff, so this is what happens when I said there's only two of us and we don't have a topic to talk about,
and no one to regulate us,
So next week, so the guys will be, so the rest of the guys will be back. But in the meantime, definitely want to go and check us out on Twitter at STS Guys, on Instagram at STS Guys, on the Facebook at the STS Guys, and I have been Jeremy from the STS guys.
Filling in, chilling like a villain.
And then and Scott's filling in for Nate with the filling like a villain. So for episode 77 of the STS guys, I've been Jeremy.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.